Get ready with me while I tell y'all how I just went on a date with a man that has a baby coming in 2 weeks. This is the first date that I have been on since February. Proof in the pudding why I don't go on dates, because what in the whole fuck is going on? I did not know he had a kid on the way. I did not know anything about any children at all. So let's get into it. Okay, so the man DM'd me and was like, can I take you out on a date? We have mutual friends, so he's not like a complete stranger. I knew he wasn't gonna kill me. So I honestly, like he could tell you, I said yes, then it didn't work out. So I ghosted him. I didn't really respond back for a couple months. And then he hit me up and was like, hey, can I take you out to eat? Like, are you hungry? I could eat. So I was like, okay, fine. You know what? You win. We can go on a date, whatever. So he picks me up on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday at like 1 p.m. and we decide to go out to lunch. So he picks a spot. He picks me up. First red flag. He picked me up in a Tesla. Y'all know how I feel about a Tesla, okay? So he picked me up in a Tesla, whatever. Takes me into the fucking spaceship and takes to a brunch spot. Cool, whatever. I don't like Teslas. Y'all know I don't like Teslas, but like whatever, I'm just gonna let it ride. Okay, so we get to the restaurant and we sit down. Everything's cool. Like honestly, like he is really cute. We had a great conversation and he's like, do you drink? And I'm like, no, I don't drink. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink. Even if I did drink, it's 1:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. Okay? No, we don't need to be drinking. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna order a beer. Okay, cool, whatever, live your best life. King, go off. So he orders a beer. I'm laughing through the pain of this because he then starts to drink the beer out of a straw, out of the cup. And for reference, we'll be like, oh my God, you're making this shit up. I took a video of this because I was like, there is no way. So y'all know, like, I'm a very blunt, like, forward person. So I'm like, are you drinking your beer with a straw? And he was like, yes, I am not putting my lips on that glass. It's very unsanitary. And I'm like, okay. So we proceed to like have good conversation. Everything's fine, whatever. We order our food. We're eating. And I don't even know how we got on the conversation of like baby mamas and kids and all that sort of thing. And I like just don't want to be with anyone that has kids or baby mamas. Like, it's honestly just too much for me to handle. And like, I just want a peaceful, calm life. And I don't think any man with a baby mama has a peaceful life. And that's just what I think. So we're talking about that and we're having a conversation. And he tells me that, like I said, you guys, we had mutual friends. So I have seen him in the past before, hanging out in like a big group of people with all of our mutual friends. And at that point in time, that was like 6, 7, 8 months ago, he didn't have any kids, and I knew that. So he starts talking about how he has a son, and I was like, oh, like, is this new? Because I don't think the last time I saw you, you had a kid, or at least if you did, you didn't tell anybody. And he was like, no, I didn't have a kid the last time you saw me. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so I'm like, okay, so you have a son? And he was like, yeah. And I'm thinking like he's had the son, or at least, 6 months old, because the last time I saw him, he didn't have a kid. And he proceeds to tell me while I'm eating, he's like, well, she's due in 2 weeks. I beg your finest pardon. I'm literally eating and he said, she's due in 2 weeks. I said, huh? Okay. I do not want no part in that. At this point, I'm like, oh, so you don't have the baby yet. And he's like, no. He's like, but unfortunately, like, it was a one-time thing. We don't really know each other that well. She is, having a baby, but we are not together. I've heard every single story that a baby daddy could quite literally make up when it comes to their baby mama. I don't care. I don't want to know. I didn't ask. That has nothing to do with me. I don't want to know because I'm therefore not going to pursue you because you have a kid. You have a kid on the way. It's a literal fuck no, immediately no for me. And also, just in like my personal opinion, I personally don't think that you should be dating when you have a kid on the way. Like, I think your priority should be somewhere else, and like getting ready for fatherhood, or like getting ready for whatever the fuck people do when they get ready to have a baby. I don't know, I don't have one. But it's like, why are you going on dates when you have a kid on the way? I just don't like that, like, at all. So we get done eating, and it just, icing on the cake at this point. So he goes to pay, and he hands the dude his phone to do Apple Pay, and the server is like, oh, we don't have Apple Pay, and we don't have tap to pay either. He looks at me, I look at him, he looks at me, I look at him. I'm broke, I don't have no money. As far as I'm concerned, I'm broke, I don't have it. I don't have no money. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. So then the server was like, well, I can take your card information on your phone. He was like, yeah, we don't have Apple Pay and stuff like that. He looks at me and proceeds to tell me, oh, I don't have my wallet. What do you mean you don't have your wallet? You're on a date and you don't have a wallet? Love this for you. Okay, so the server, I'm not budging. I'm broke. I don't got it. The server then says, okay, well, if you give me your card information on your phone, I can run it that way. So he's like, yeah, let's just do that. And I'm like, yeah, perfect, great, awesome, amazing. So we then go to leave. And he's like, hey, do you want to do anything else? Like, I know you have to be home at a certain time, and we have like an hour left. I'm like, yeah, we can go do something else. Like, I'm already out. I'm already out and about. I'm fed. Might as well have a good time, because I'm probably never going to see this man again. So we finally leave the restaurant and head to this fucking spaceship ass car that he has. And we go to get in the Tesla, and he was like, well, let's go do something else, because you don't have to be home for like another hour, because I had meetings. And so I was like, yeah, we might as well, do something else or whatever. I don't freaking know. So we get into the spaceship, and he looks at me, and just to make matters even better, because it's been just going so terrifically well, he was like, oh my gosh, the Tesla is out of charge, so we need to go and charge it. Okay, so the Tesla's out of charge. He's like, yeah, so let's just go charge it. He's like, oh my God, I have a great idea. And I'm like, what? And he's like, let's go and charge the Tesla and just Netflix and chill in the car. Great. Y'all, I literally don't let men over to my house, because I don't want to Netflix and chill, okay? I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to watch movies. I don't want to do a fuck thing. And I avoid Netflix and chilling by not inviting you to my house. You're telling me I'm out in public in a fucking Tesla, and you got me to Netflix and chill at a fucking gas station because you didn't charge your Tesla? I'm ready to go home. Take me home. Just another day in the life of shitty dates. I have not been on a date since February, and this is exactly why. Men, if you have children on the way, please don't go on dates, okay? Please and thank you, because nobody wants them problems, okay? So let's not do that.
I used to work for a haunted beauty supply, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but also something I learned. They were all haunted. Right out of beauty school, my first job was just like a regular sales associate at a beauty supply. When I first started working there, everybody was like making jokes like, yeah, the store is haunted. And I honestly, I never really took it seriously. So there was this one night, myself and my coworker were closing, but my coworker needed to take like a 10-minute break and leave the store. And it was like late at night. It was like maybe 30 minutes before we were going to close. So I'm in the store alone. Nobody is in the store. And I'm just sitting at the front register playing around on my phone. I start hearing like footsteps, like high heel footsteps on the other end of the store. I'm like, I must have completely like missed a customer. Let me go check on them. I'm going up and down all the aisles, and nobody in the store. So I get goosebumps. I'm like beyond severely uncomfortable because I know what I heard. And like even in my childhood, I felt very sensitive to weird things like that. And so something was telling me that like something was there that I couldn't see. And then I hear a loud crash at the front of the store as if like something had fallen down. I run to the front of the store to try and figure out what it is. And I'm looking around. I don't see anything. And then I go behind the cash register. The phone was on the wall, right? The phone is attached to the wall. And the crashing sound was the phone was off the receiver and it had crashed onto the safe underneath it. The back of my neck is prickling. I feel so freezing cold. I'm so uncomfortable. And then my coworker walks in and that feeling of fear just completely dissipates in an instant. I tell my coworker everything that happened and they're like, "Oh yeah, the ghost is always trying to get your attention. They're always taking the phone off of the hook." Like it's nothing. In childhood and everything, I always felt like I saw stuff and felt stuff and heard stuff, you know what I mean? So like them being nonchalant about it made me uncomfortable because I was like, "What do you mean it's something in this store and y'all is acting like it's nothing?" So there was one time that unfortunately I had to close by myself. And this was before I had my own store. Like I was still a sales associate at this time. You're supposed to count the tills in the back room. It was no way. It was no, I was going to be in the back by myself. Absolutely no way. So I'm counting the tills at the front, like in the registers. It's like 8:30 at night. It's dark outside. I'm in the store by myself and I hear footsteps again. Listen to me. The store been closed. I know nobody in the store. I know that. So something I learned when I was younger is pretend like you don't hear it. Pretend like it's not happening. Pretend like you are not even aware of it. So I was pretending like to be completely unfazed. The footsteps sound like pacing back and forth and almost like they were getting louder and louder, but in the same spot. I can't explain it. It was still the same distance, but they were getting louder. It almost felt as if whatever was trying to get my attention was irritated that it wasn't working. The quick pacing turns into slower footsteps, and at this time, it feels like it's coming closer to me. And then the sounds of the footsteps go from like walking quickly to it sounds like someone is sprinting. I'm trying so hard to pretend like I don't hear it and I'm not scared. It's not working. I'm scared. And then like it feels like the running is coming towards me. I look up, there's nothing there, and then I feel a like like a gust of air. It wasn't strong enough to like make my hair blow or anything, but I felt it like a gust of something like went through me and past me. I never finished counting money so fast in my life. I didn't even do the closing procedures. I didn't mop, I didn't sweep. I counted money, I put it in the safe, and I ran home. And I think the craziest part for me was everybody believed me. Every single person I told that worked at that store what had happened, they all believed me and they were all like, "Yeah, it happens all the time." "What do you mean it happens all the time? This is really weird." I'm telling one of my friends this story that works at the other store, and she's like, "Oh yeah, girl, this happens at our store too." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, all of the stores are haunted." And in my experience, all of the stores I ever worked at for that company were all haunted.
You want to hear some small town gossip in a town you ain't never heard of? Of course you do. So there's this woman. She starts her new job. She really don't know anybody working there, but there was this guy who was there and kept flirting with her, right? She didn't know who he was, so she was flirting back and all the things. Well, weeks go on and numbers were exchanged and it started to get serious, right? Weeks go by, and she starts catching feelings, and she was like, "Well, do you want to come over to the house?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he starts like going to her house and all the things, all normal things, right? Well, then one day he was like, "I need to tell you something," and she was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Well, technically I'm married," and she was like, "What the crap? Like, that's something you could have told me, on day one." And he's like, "Well, it's not that serious because I have filed for divorce. She's moved out, all the things." And she was like, "Well, okay, at least you told me now, but I wish you would have told me then." Well, weeks, and I mean weeks go by, and like the divorce was never mentioned or anything like that. So she was like, "Wait a minute. How's like your divorce going? You've not said nothing about it." And he was like, "Oh, they're still filing it. They just called me today to go over some stuff." And she was like, "That's weird because I've been through a divorce and it was pretty quick. And I think something's really fishy about it." And he reassured her, "No, there ain't nothing fishy about it." Well, one day on her lunch break, honey, she calls the attorney's office and pretends to be the wife, gives the wife's name. And they were like, "What's your name?" And she repeated it. And they were like, I'm sorry, but we don't have a case file with that name on it. What the crap? Him lying like a dog. Hadn't even filed for divorce. Been cheating on his wife with this girl the whole time. The girl, now that she found out, thinking that, they're separated, she's moved out. Come to find out, honey, she still lived right there. There wasn't no divorce filed or nothing. Who flipping does that? I mean, did he really think that that could go on forever and not get caught? I can't even. Well, of course she confronts him and he whines and cries and had every excuse in the world. You know how they do. Well, she left him high and dry, told the wife and everything. I mean, that's what you get. Who does that?
Insecurities you may have that people literally pay for. Starting off strong, there are literally people who are getting nose jobs to make their nose appear bigger. Like if you have a longer nose or a more defined bridge, people love that. And they're going under the knife in plastic surgery. Literally, Lisa from Blackpink is like allegedly one of the examples of that. Honestly, who said there was only one way of beauty? Like who said your big nose was fucking ugly? The fuck? And there are people out here literally paying for it. Okay. The next one has to be thick eyebrows. Girl, let's be so for real. How are you insecure about your thick eyebrows when there's literally companies out here selling $50 eyebrow serum for people to get thick eyebrows like the baddie has? The fuck? There are baddies out here literally tattooing eyebrows on their face. Next one has to be freckles. I mean, hello, I'm literally the type of hoe that be buying freckle pens out here drawing it. Meanwhile, you literally have it beautiful on your face. Like freckles are quite literally a painting on your face for real. Next one has to be if you have long legs or you're tall. There's people literally out here busting their fucking feet to be wearing high heels to appear taller and to look like they have longer legs. Be like, girl, how are you gonna be insecure about being tall or having long legs when it's literally the frame of a fucking supermodel? Like, girl, you're Adriana Lima for real. And girl, let's not even say there is a surgery that men are doing to get taller. Next one has to be having green or blue eyes. I mean, hello, have you not seen the people literally going under surgery to get these colored contacts permanently? And they look scary as fuck. And there's like so many complications to people who are trying to replicate what you already have naturally, and it doesn't even look natural on them. Let's not say. Next one has to be if you tan easily or you just like have more melanin in your skin. I mean, hello, there are hoes literally sitting in a fucking tanning bed, burning their skin off to literally have what you have. Like if you have fuller lips, I mean, hello, lip filler. Okay, there's literally companies selling lip plumper and you have it naturally so plump and big. Like next one has to be back dimples. So Gucci wet. Girl, I literally try to get back dermals and that shit literally rejected just because I try to replicate what you already had naturally. Next one has to be like red or ginger hair. I mean, hello, you are literally blessed by the gods. For some reason, natural gingers always give me like this like Greek baddie goddess look. You know what I mean? So why would you dye it black or blonde? The fuck? There are people out here literally frying their hair with that red dye. Let's not even. Let me know if you guys want a part 2 because a baddie could truly go on. I'm posting more on YouTube, so go subscribe. The link is in the bio. I'm posting every Wednesday. This is the finished makeup look. And remember, queens, whatever makes you different makes you more unique and makes you more coochie wet and different than the other fucking bitch.
Get ready with me while I tell you about the biggest nightmare that has happened to me. If you guys believe in evil eye, you're gonna be in shock by this one because this is probably the craziest evil eye that has ever happened to me. The story begins at a family gathering. It was just a regular day. There were, friends of friends, and it was a lot of people there, okay? We had a great time. We were enjoying ourselves, music, food, just another beautiful weekend of being together. However, I didn't think that that weekend would have the biggest turn in my life, and it left me really sad. Earlier that day, one of the friends came up to me and was talking about how beautiful my hair is, and she was asking me for advice. She was telling me that her hair is so dry and damaged. So I felt her hair and I was like, yeah, I can see it's dry, you should try this and this and that. I was giving her my best hair growth tips. I'm like, listen, use these products, do your weekly hair oiling, and I promise you, your hair is gonna be so beautiful, thick and healthy and long. While I'm giving her tips on how she can grow beautiful, long, healthy hair, because that's the type of person I am. Generally, I've always been like that, and that's why I do social media. I've always wanted to share my tips with everyone around me, and I was always like the beauty guru or like the big sister, helping you look and feel your best, okay? And that's what kind of happened with content too, because I've been like that naturally all my life. So naturally, I also wanted to give her my best tips, right? Afterwards, I was like, look, feel my hair. This hair mask is honestly what makes my hair so soft, and then the weekly hair oiling, and like I'm continuing to give her my best tips, whatever, okay? You know, in our head, we're usually supposed to say like, mashallah, and stuff like that to prevent evil eye, but sometimes we forget, right? So at the time, I kind of didn't think about saying that. Maybe I did, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. Then the evening continues. I'm having fun, whatever, we're dancing as usual. Then suddenly everyone goes quiet and starts to stare at me. I'm over here thinking this is the longest moment of my life. Why is everyone staring at me? What is going on? No one is speaking at this point. Then as I see everyone staring at me, I'm wondering what is going on. My husband comes up to me and starts literally like hitting my head. Wondering what's going on, why is he hitting my head, literally patting my head.
My experience with Hair by Chrissy. Let's get into it. I got invited to go to the Habit Salon to get my hair done, so let's talk about what that was like and my experience there. For the sake of the video, I do think I have to take down my hair. I blew it out today, but I also did just go for a walk, so it might have fallen a bit. For reference, this is my hair. It's kind of like a softened and more leveled up look from my natural color, definitely going more bronze than blonde. And at Hair by Chrissy, I got exactly what I asked for. Here's how it went. When you get to the salon, you basically have your consultation. You sit down in the chair, Chrissy asks you exactly what you want, how you want your hair to look, what you're looking for. And a lot of people come in and just kind of like show a picture of what they want, but I'm very specific when it comes to my hair. I love my hair. I take very good care of my hair. I have a lot of hair, so I am very protective over it. I knew exactly what I wanted. I told her that I wanted my roots blended. I wanted a baby money piece. I wanted baby highlights all throughout, and I basically just wanted a very even tone all throughout my hair. I've made jokes that I have like ombre or calico hair before because my roots, my ends, my unders, my mids were all like very different colors. Shades of blonde and brown, of course, but different colors. And I basically told her I wanted something soft and blended. And that's exactly what I got. I feel like I'm not experiencing that at all right now because my entire head of hair is one consistent color. Even underneath, where usually I've had a lot of more dark hair, I feel like it's a very similar color to what I have on the outside of my head, which is really what I was looking for. After my consultation, my colors got mixed up, my foils got put in, my hair got washed, my hair got toned. It's true that there are a lot of people working on you. Because the salon has like so much going on at one time, like it's a lot for just like one person to be focusing on your hair. So at one point, I have so much hair. At one point, I had 4 different girls all foiling my hair. And I was like, what's the longest you've ever spent foiling someone? And they're like, probably this, which is crazy, because they like do it literally every single day. I really liked the experience though because I felt very pampered the whole time. Like I had constantly girls checking in on me like, do you like this? What do you want about this? They were all talking to each other like, can you mix me this color? Like making sure that they were staying really true to what I asked for, which is the number one thing. And after I kind of had my consultation with Chrissy, she's the one who decides what color gets put on my hair, what toner gets put on my hair, how my hair is going to be foiled. Like she came over to my foils and like checked them herself and was like, what did we do on these like 3 foils? And then they said like, oh, we did this, this, and this. And then they went back and they kind of adjusted it. There's a lot of checks and balances to make sure you're getting exactly what you want, which I'm so happy about because I was so worried that I wasn't going to get what I wanted with my hair. I have a video of when my hair gets taken out and like she's pulling out the rollers and I'm literally like, Chrissy, this is exactly what I wanted. Like I got what I wanted. And she starts laughing because she's like, yeah, I know. That's why you come here. But I was so happy. Like I hate it when you go to the nail salon and they like, you have to just pretend like you like your nails and you don't really like them, but you don't want to say anything. So you kind of just take it and you go home with them and you pay money. And I didn't have that though. Like I really do like my hair. It's a lot darker at my house than it is in the salon because the salon just has really great lighting. Everyone says that people at Hair by Chrissy all walk out with the same hair.
I do think that that's just the lighting in there. Because me and Luna, the girl I went with, we looked like literal twins in the store, and then we walked down, we took pictures at home, and our hair looked a lot more different. But like, I was still really happy with what I got. Like, our hair just looked more similar because we were sitting in the same exact lighting, and like, obviously our hair was done by the same people. But like, when she went home, she looked more blonde and I looked more brunette. I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but we were both happy in the salon and at home. So maybe it's like magic or something. Anyways, a long story short, I had a really good experience. I really love my hair, and I'm super thankful that the Habit Salon had me. Would love to experiment with going more blonde or, you know, playing around with different hair colors next time. I kind of really stayed true to what I know and what I knew I would want, but I'm really happy with it nonetheless. And this is the hair that I'm going to be taking my senior year photos with, so I told them, like, it's got to be good, and they delivered. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the girls who did my hair. You guys did an amazing job. I love it. And I need the Hair by Chrissy Habit Salon blowout tips because my blowout looked so good, and I tried to blow it out today and it just doesn't look the same. So I'm really good at blowouts. You guys are giving me a run for my money. Like, help. Okay, but that's basically everything. I love you guys. Let me know if you like my hair. I think you guys do. Most of you guys said that you do. A lot of people said that they see no difference, but I see a difference, and that makes me happy. So I don't really care if you don't like it, but I like it. And so, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I got a lot of requests to do a Hair by Chrissy story time, so here it is for you guys. And I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye!
Hate comments that have stuck with me. Obviously, this isn't healthy. This isn't good at all. It's honestly probably bad how often I read my comments. But there's some comments over the years of me being on here that really, they just stick up here and they never leave. And I thought it would be kind of funny to share them and maybe a little therapeutic to get them out. The first one actually just happened the other day, so that's probably the reason it's stuck in my head. But I went live, and I really don't think there was malicious intent here. Actually, I don't know, but I think it was a child saying this, so I'm just going to assume that there was no malicious intent. But somebody said, you could be a model if you were skinny. Okay. I just read that and said, oh, or something like that. But luckily some other people in the live were like responding to them, telling them that that's like a weird thing to say and just not very nice. Because it's just like, there's no problem with not being skinny, I want to say. And I admittedly am not, you know, the tiniest person ever exists, and that's fine. I don't want to be. But it's just the implication that, well, you would be pretty if you were skinny. You know, like, you need to lose some weight. It's giving that vibe. And luckily for this person, I've thought all of these things about myself 100 times. So hearing them from other people, it really doesn't affect me that much. But guys, don't say shit like this to people, because you never know how sensitive someone is going to be to this kind of insult, even if that wasn't the intention. And that could have been someone's final straw. That really could have been someone's final straw. But yeah, luckily, I kind of can just laugh at it because I don't really care. But I was just like, wow, what a crazy thing to say. You could be a model if you were skinny. Next, it's a classic. It's something we all hear. But I got called the fridge, and it was because I made a TikTok where I was basically saying like, oh, I hate seeing like a beautiful, amazing, talented girl get with like a bum-ass, ugly-ass, annoying-ass guy. And, you know, clearly that upset the men of the world because they know that that applies to them. And so I got a lot of comments calling me the fridge. If you don't know what that means, a lot of guys say this thing where they're like, oh, it's always the fridge protecting the snacks, basically saying that you're ugly and you're big, and that it's always the big, ugly girls trying to like be defensive and protect their small, beautiful friends, the snacks. And so I got called the fridge. I'm like, okay, if I'm the fridge, bitch, you're the fucking dumpster. Like, I don't know. This one really didn't get to me that much because I'm like, okay, face reveal again. But it has stuck with me because I'm like, wow, first time getting called the fridge, like, kind of nervous. But yeah, again, didn't really get to me. Also, like, unoriginal. Come up with something better. I don't know. If you really want to get to me, be fucking original. Don't steal the same comment that 100 other people use on every other video. And, like, I can almost guarantee that I'm hotter than you. Like, I can almost guarantee. Let me see a picture of you. 3, 2, 1, go. So, yeah, I don't really care. And also, the funny thing is, like, I love that they try to use this as an insult, like, it's always the fridge protecting the snacks. Yeah, how dare I defend my friends, and how dare I keep other women safe from fucking weirdos like you? Yeah, that's horrible. That's so embarrassing of me. Oh, don't piss me off. Like, it makes me laugh because they're like, I'm like, notice the word protecting. You put the word protecting in there for a reason because you guys are fucking weird and you make women uncomfortable. Ooh. Yeah, so who the fuck cares if I'm the fridge? I don't give a fuck. I'll take that badge with pride. If you want to call me the fridge, whatever. Oh, I'm keeping women safe. Oh, I'm defending women. Oh, that's just horrible. Okay, the next one. I made this video, or like I took a picture or something. I don't remember, but it had something to do with my fingernails, and I was talking about how my pinky nails are really long. And somebody in the comments, it was this girl who was Chinese, and she was like, oh, it's actually like an old thing from like Chinese history that like Chinese elites and like royalty would have their pinky nails long to show like their status, and they would have these like fingernail guards. Like, you should get one, that would be really cool. I'm obviously not going to get a Chinese pinky fingernail guard because that doesn't feel appropriate, but you know, she was sharing this history with me and this information, this lovely tidbit, you know, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's all I said, something to that effect. And someone got so fucking mad, mind you, they were white, and they're like, why the fuck would you tell this fucking white ass dumb ass bitch to wear Chinese shit, like blah 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 blah, saying all this stuff, like just getting mad that this girl told me this, and they're calling like me stupid and saying I'm a cultural appropriator because this person told me about Chinese nail guards, and they're like calling me stupid and all this stuff. And I just was like, girl, you don't know me, like, you know nothing about me. I shouldn't have replied, but this was like a couple years ago and I was like a lot smaller, you know, so I wasn't really used to hate comments at this point. But I'm like, you don't know me, like, you don't know me, blah blah blah. And then they're like, why the fuck would you recommend a Chinese nail guard to this fucking bitch who the most adventurous thing she wears is a shirt with a strawberry on it? And that's really the part that got me, because that I had not worn that shirt for like a month. So I'm like, I know that this bitch went through my account to find something specific to call out. So I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like, you're going through my account to find something. And I said that, and she's like, no, I didn't go through your account. And I'm like, but yeah, basically she was calling me racist and like cultural appropriating and like hating on the way I dress because somebody recommended a Chinese nail guard to me. And I was like, girl, I wasn't gonna buy the fucking Chinese nail guard. This person shared this information with me and this part of their culture. And I was like, oh, thanks for sharing. And you're mad and you're assuming that I'm actually gonna buy one. I'm not getting one. I just thought that the information was interesting and that they were nice for sharing. I will never forget that, just because I'm like, you are so up in arms over a freaking nail guard that I don't even have. You made it up in your head that I bought this nail guard and I'm gonna wear it and I'm gonna cultural appropriate Chinese culture in your head, and it's just not true. Like, you got yourself so worked up over something that didn't fucking happen, and I will never forget it. Okay, next one. This one I feel like I've gotten several times, so it's just stuck with me because of how many times I've seen it. But there are so many people that just need desperately to tell me that my eyebrows piss them off. Like, it's some type of impulse. They can't ignore it. And they just tell me, yeah, like, that my eyebrows piss them off. It's probably because they're uneven, and also I'm kind of bad at doing them a lot of the time. But yeah, a lot of people like to tell me how bad my eyebrows piss them off, and like I need to do them a different way, or I need to pluck them. And this is one that I will say gets to me. It doesn't necessarily get to me, but I'm like, damn, I need to go plug my eyebrows whenever I get one of these comments, because I'm just like, Martin, who is this guy? Like, it makes me actually conscious of it. But my eyebrows have just always been like that. No matter how much I pluck them, wax them, whatever, they just always come back uneven and stupid. And I'm just always bad at doing them. So yeah, but it does make me more conscious about it, which honestly I'm like, thanks. Like, I know they're trying to be mean, but I'm like, thank you for reminding me to go pluck my eyebrows. Okay, the next one, this is so fucking stupid, but I posted this thing a while ago. Like, it was when like Pop Mart and stuff had just begun to like start trending and like blah blah blah, and I had kind of like already known about Pop Mart and was looking into them a lot. But then I was like, okay, like I actually want to start collecting blind boxes, because I used to collect blind boxes like when I was younger, but I haven't gotten any in a while. And so I posted a thing just being like, oh, what's everybody's favorite blind box? Like, I like all of these ones, but like I just want to see what ones other people like, and like what are you getting? Like, I was wanting to be introduced to more blind boxes so I could pick which one I like the most. So I'm just like, oh, what do you guys all like? Like, what are your favorite ones? Blah blah blah. So many people were so angry about that video and thought that I just wanted to know what the most popular one was so I could get the most popular one. But I'm like, no, I'm just wanting to see, I'm wanting to expand my options, you know, because I had only seen like a few different ones. People for some reason thought I didn't have the ability or the comprehension skills to pick my own blind box apparently, and thought I was literally just trying to figure out what was the most popular so I could buy the most popular. No, I'm just trying to see like what cutesy like ones that I might not have seen other people like. But yeah, a lot of people, like I said, were like very mad about that TikTok for some reason and were calling me a sheep. I literally had somebody leave a whole paragraph saying like I'm a helpless, like dumb sheep and all I do is follow what other people do and all of this stuff and blah 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 because I asked what blind boxes people like. And I'm just like, okay, and you need to get off the phone. Like you need to get like, what are you doing? Like, literally leaving paragraphs because I made a TikTok about blind boxes. Because I asked what blind boxes people like. Because, like I said, they thought that I was just trying to be like, what's the most popular? Because I want what the most popular one is. Like, I don't care about blind boxes. I just want the most popular. No, I literally was just like, oh, like, hey, blind box collectors. Like, which ones do you like? Like, I want to see what ones you guys like and, like, see all the different cute ones that you guys collect. Like, let me know. And then they're like, kill yourself, you fucking sheep. Okay. Thank you. But now I have a fucking collection up there of the ones I actually like because believe it or not, I do form my own opinions and I am able to discern what I like and what I don't like, even if it might not be the general consensus. If it's not the general popular option, I can still decide if I like it or not on my own and decide that I maybe like something else that's less popular better. I actually am able to do that, yes. I'll do one more. One more because it's so fun. This one's my favorite. I got called Fatspo. Bro, half of these are about me being fat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm in like a mental state now to where this doesn't, like, it definitely obviously does have an effect on me, but like not to the point where I'm doing anything. It obviously does, you know, kind of sit there up in the old dome. But yeah, I made a video about eating disorders and there has been like 3 different times that this has happened because I'm very open and honest about my experience I've had with an eating disorder. And I've also talked about like creators who kind of promote them and promote bad habits. And so on several different occasions, I've had people get really mad at me for calling out people like promoting eating disorders or like endorsing them or like encouraging people to pick up bad eating disorder reminiscent habits. And people get really, really mad about that. And they will literally leave dozens and dozens of comments telling me that I have become their new fatspo, which if you don't know what that is, it's a person who is bigger than you that you use for inspiration, like you use as motivation to continue to not eat. You know, because obviously like I'm so big and so disgusting that I inspire them to continue to not eat. And I'm just like, okay, well, someone's obviously hangry. I can't hold it against you. So I'm just going to move on and I'm just going to let this be. But if having this fucking fire ass, bomb ass body is your biggest fear, then wow. My biggest fear is having a personality like yours because you're an evil fucking bitch and no one wants to be around you. Ooh. Like my biggest fear I'd say would be like getting rabies or something. But like I said, if like looking like me is your biggest fear, I'm living it, you know, like I am living this life in this big, scary body and it's not too bad. So, yeah. Well, hopefully these eyebrows don't piss you off. Hopefully my big, scary body doesn't scare you away, and make you uncomfortable. And hopefully I didn't act too sheep-like in this video and, you know, just say what everybody else is saying. If there's anything else I did that upset you, I'm sorry. And I hope that you give me some grace, please. My name. But yeah, I have so many more, so I'll probably do a part 2. Again, is this healthy? Absolutely not. I need to stop reading comments, but I just can't. And you know, I don't have any problem with like getting like constructive criticism, but some people, they're just evil little commenters and they need those comments taken away. Bye.
I already took my fucking wig off, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. I'm sorry. Time to add to my collection. I like to, I don't know. This is how you know that I'm just really extra fucking lazy. This was the fit today. You see it. You get the gist of it. Like I got some pants on. See, they're super cute. Look at my toes. Time to strip. But too bad you can't see all that. Stormy Wormy wants to say hello. This is my baby. This is Stormy with the I, not a Y. Ain't that right, mama? I said get it right. Here's little Smokey Wokey. She wanted to say hi as well. This is my other baby. Smokey with the I, not a Y. I gotta shit. Hold on. Which toothbrush should I go with today? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a batch it by her toe. If she holla, if she holla, let her go. I'm gonna go with the purple one, I think. Step to the beat of my heart. I don't need a whole lot from for you. I Hold on, my big back ass finna Uber eat something real quick. You know what? I don't feel like taking a shower today, so I'm literally just gonna wash my face and brush my teeth. I don't give a fuck. And you know what? If you're sitting there calling me musty, bitch, fuck you. That's your upper lip you're smelling. That ain't me. I'm trying out this new cleanser that I got from Whips, and it smells so scrumdiddlyumptious. Also, my light died, so you're just gonna have to deal with this lighting. I'm sorry. My piercings have been acting up so bad lately, it's kind of fucking ridiculous. Like, they should be healed. I shouldn't have to fucking clean them anymore. But no, they keep getting fucked up because of all the makeup that I do. I might take them out. Speedrun skincare, toner. Now my coochie's wet. It looks like I pissed myself. April Skin Milky Toner. It always cracks me up when I do this part because why does it look like that? Nua serums, clink clink nigga. Happy double up cream. Cream, I said it again. I did it again. Cream. Look, it's really cool because it's 2 different colors. Bitch, my hair looks crazy. Where's my hat? Hold on, I got it. That's better. Y'all want a sneak peek of what I'm gonna wear to the Akon and Neo concert on Friday? Let me show you. This is the top. Okay, she's super cute. She's like a little corset and wraps around. Super fucking cute. And these are the shorts that I'm wearing with it. Super, super cute. Like, I'm obsessed with this outfit. It looks so good on. And then these are the shoes I got to go with it. I think they're super cute. I think the outfit's gonna be tea as fuck. Okay, my food's almost here, y'all. I gotta go. I'm hangry. I haven't eaten yet. Oh my god, I'm sorry. This was a little bit boring of a video. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Okay, bye, guys.
At 42, starting over again has been good and bad. It's been kind of challenging, so we're just gonna get ready. I'm gonna talk about what it's like to start my life over again in my 40s. I flipped my life on its head. I was with my ex for almost 12 years. I did what I never thought I would do. I would leave a situation where I felt safe and comfortable. That's fucking hard. It's the little things, like coming home from a long trip and having someone help me with my suitcase, or my normal routine that I created with him. Those are the things I miss. But I had to really sit and think, do I miss him or do I miss the routine? I can't shoulda, coulda, woulda. I can't what if. I can't regret it. And I don't. I don't regret meeting my ex. I don't regret loving my ex. I don't regret making memories with him. What I'm struggling with is why I stayed so long. And that's not to bash his character. That's about my own insecurities and my own self-worth. There's been a big shift in my life. My career switched. I lost a bunch of weight. Life has been flipped. My life has been a roller coaster, a dream, and it almost felt like a nightmare at some points. And he was by my side through a lot of things privately, and I'm so grateful for that. That man was there for me in the darkest times of my life. So letting him go was really fucking hard. Like, I don't have any other words other than I feel heartbroken and devastated. I feel like I lost a family member. One of the most commented things as of lately is you're glowing, you're radiating, and you are different. And I'm fucking excited that you guys see that I am loving myself, embracing myself, and we are on this journey together. I'm literally learning to love myself in front of the camera. I'm really into this like toasted, warm, bronzy cheek, especially with the light hair, which you guys are telling me is the best hair I've ever had. Does the chat agree? What does the family think? I need to stay this kind of caramely blonde? Do I go lighter? Do I go darker for winter? I know what I want to do, but what do you guys think looks best? Doing things the way I want, building a schedule the way I want, traveling when I want. He never held me back. It was all me, but I just felt so much guilt leaving my partner at home when he didn't want to travel. He didn't want to be on social media, and I respected that boundary, and I still to this day do. It just got to be lonely. This is such a unique stage in life, but so many of you have gone through it, and thank you for sharing it in the comments. Like, you guys send the most personal details for the world to see just to make me feel comfortable. Like, y'all are the real ones. Y'all not gonna air out everything. It just didn't work out. Never come for his character, period, point blank. I'm just not built that way. Rediscovering myself has been really interesting, exciting, emotional, sad, happy, every emotion. But it's kind of cool to do it on camera in front of you guys. And we have just started this journey. So let's rebuild my life because that's what we're doing.